In the past, due largely to fear of persecution, access to secret societies and teachings was restricted. Today, occult knowledge is widely available in bookstores and online, enabling seekers to study astrology and magic and to pursue their own paths, solo or with a group of like-minded individuals. Online sites now make ancient texts available to those who wish to pursue them. We have greater opportunities for study and the exchange of ideas today than ever before. I urge you to experiment. Listen to all you can. Allow yourself to be led by your inner knowing. The astrological information contained in this book is of the contemporary Western tropical variety. This does not mean I discount Chinese or Vedic or heliocentric astrology, only that I am a contemporary Western practitioner who, after more than 4 decades of work, finds this system to be the most effective for my purposes. Most of the magical information I've included follows Wiccan and neo-pagan traditions because these are harmonious with my Celtic heritage, my feminist leanings, my Aquarian dislike of rigid hierarchy, and my love of nature. But I also use feng shui extensively, along with some Eastern yogic practices, some Native American wisdom teachings, and a few Golden Dawn-style rituals. I share with you what works for me and encourage you to use what you like, reject what you don't, alter it, expand upon it, put your own individual stamp on it. What is magic? In essence, magic is the process of consciously creating circumstances by manipulating energy. From the magician's point of view, there's no such thing as luck. We make our own luck. Witchcraft, ceremonial or ritual magic, shamanism, ecstatic sex, and feng shui are all types of magic, and there are many others. Despite differences in their outer forms, all have one thing in common. They focus on the magician's intent, strengthening his or her ability to direct natural energies in order to produce a desired effect. Will is the power behind magic. Magic is willed action. Aleister Crowley, one of the most famous magicians in the modern era, said, "Every intentional act is a magical act." Magicians are aware of the subtle energies that exist all around us and have learned to consciously tap these energies for specific purposes. They don't just perform a ritual or spell now and again. They are in constant contact with the forces of the cosmos and try to live in harmony with those forces. As Donald Michael Craig explains in his book, Modern Magic, magic is not something you do. Magic is something you are. To believe or not to believe. One of the first questions people ask when they learn that I'm an astrologer is, "Do you really believe in that stuff?" No, I explain. Belief requires faith in something you can't necessarily justify with actual data and predictable results, such as belief in a divine power. Astrology's validity has been demonstrated in countless ways for many centuries. I've witnessed its validity time and again in my own life and the lives of hundreds of other people. Of course, most people's knowledge of astrology does not extend beyond the superficial horoscopes they read online. They're just for fun, the astrological equivalent of fortune cookies. Real astrology is a complex art and science, and proficiency requires many years of study, application, and a certain innate aptitude. Mark Edmund Jones, one of the great practitioners of the modern era, once remarked that he'd studied astrology for 50 years and barely scratched the surface. If humans weren't such unique and intricate creatures, astrology might prove even more accurate. Free will, the choices we make based on our individual levels of awareness, affects how we respond to and utilize cosmic energies, which makes it tricky for astrologers to predict events with absolute certainty. Still, people generally respond in calculable ways to planetary influences. And the more we understand about these influences, the more control we have over our lives. As astrologers are fond of saying, the stars don't compel, they impel. Although modern Western astrology is most often utilized as a tool for gaining personal insight, much like psychology, it's also used